All right, I got that first line on without a lot of, or not without some consternation.
Let's get in the shop and build something.
Hey, Al, let's try that again. Hey guys, it's Alan, Front Page Fab. We're in the shop today doing trying to get this Ranger buttoned up. It's been a minute since I've done a video or even really been in the shop. We were busy with Christmas and just then I got that bug that's going around and yeah, so it's just been busy. So I've done a little bit, but not much. Trying to figure this thing out. So using a new whiz bang gadget. Oops, going the wrong way. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah, so I got the thermostat control for the fan control in. I did have to run a hot wire over to it to get that in. And then I think I got to take the grill off so I can get the other second fan wired in. So I'm going to work on that today. And then I also got to put it up on jack stands so I can drain a little bit of antifreeze out and get it down below the intake so I can take the sensor out that was for the Holly and put in the one that came with this kit. And then I got to get the fuel system done. And then we're finally ready to adjust fuel pressure and fire it. So we're not too far away. Hopefully I can get pretty much there today. I need to get this thing out of my shop. My diesel needs fuel filters changed and oil changed, and I can't do it because I got a Ranger in my shop. So I guess if it was critical, I would shove the Ranger out. But let's just say the diesel is getting close. Very close. So I'm going to try and get this finished so I can start driving it again because it's been a few months since I've driven it. And get it out of here. Get the ram in, oil filters, fuel filters, all that good stuff done. Then I can get the hot rod back in because there's some stuff I want to do to it before we get the motor and tranny back and the converter back. So buckle up. Let's get to it. Okay, I've been kind of working away here, got a little bit done, watching a movie too, so I kept getting distracted. Bad thing about having a TV and a computer in your shop. Oh well. Anyway, so let me turn this around. I'll kind of show you what I've done. The thing I want to say is, right now, my wiring, it looks like crap. But since everything in here is new ignition, new distributor, new fan control, all that, I don't want to tidy my wiring up and get the jackets on it and everything until I've tested everything. Once I've got the testing done, I'll show you how I tidy it all up. But for now, I see no reason in getting it all tidied up and then something is messed up and I got to undo it. And that's experience talking. So anyway, let me turn this around and I'll kind of show you where I'm at. Okay, so first thing I've got is I've got fuel pump mounted. This is the first fuel pump back there. And the second fuel pump's going to mount off of here. And then just probably back in here somewhere, and then I'll run a hose out and come up into here. And the reason I'm doing that is because this Ranger had fuel injection from the factory. So it put the fuel pump in the tank, puts out 60 PSI. So I'm going to use that pump or that regulator back there to step it down some. And then I've got another regulator that, like I said, I'm going to mount there. That'll be what steps it down to 7 PSI for the carburetor. Because we can't run 60 PSI into a carburetor. It'll just go blow right past the bowls and flood the engine. We don't want that. The Holley Sniper done that enough for me as it is. So we did that. And so I had to undo all the wiring that I did for the Sniper. And that distributor right there, that is just a Ford DuraSpark distributor. I was going to put a MSD distributor on it, but man, those things have skyrocketed in price like everything. So there's the Summit Racing ignition box. I'm not racing this thing, so I don't need anything high tech. I think this has a max rev limiter. I don't know if it has I don't think it has a 2-step rev limiter, but anyway, so there's that. So like I say, this wiring is just all a mess. It's just there until I test everything. Down here this is some of the OEM wiring harness down here that was for the EFI system. So there was one wire that already existed that was always hot. So I tapped into that one for the always hot for the ignition. So it's fused over at the fuse block. And let's see what else. I needed an always hot for the fan controller, which is right there. It'll control 2 fans, which is what I have. So I had an always hot here, and then there's one that runs through the ignition. This way it keeps its memory. So you don't have to go in every time you shut it off and start it back up. You don't have to come over here and set that. So that's that. These are the 2 outputs that are going to the fans. You can see they're fused as well. This part here, all these wires coming out of here, I didn't wire those. Those were just like that from the factory. So that's what's going on right now. I have to jack this thing up. I need to drain some antifreeze out of it and get it down below the intake here, so I can pull the sensor out and put the sensor in that came with this, so it's accurate, because I don't want to stick one of them probes through the radiator. So we got that to do. Actually, I just got to finish the plumbing up for the fuel pressure and tighten the carburetor down so we don't vacuum leak, and then we'll go from there. We'll get it hopefully fired up and tested. So stick around, stay tuned, and hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. I know I've been lax in doing videos for a while. Just be honest, I'm not one of those that does a day in the life thing. I don't want my granddaughter. We've been spending a lot of time through over the holidays down there with my granddaughter and my daughters and son-in-laws, and I'm just not going to put that on the air for everybody to see. Too many perverts out there, I guess, so I'm just not going to do it. So anyway, that's what we've been up to, enjoying the holidays, and just enjoying a little time off from working out here in the shop. Just seems like through the spring, summer, and fall, I'm busting my tail, and I don't know, I just feel like a little downtime. So I've got my downtime. Now I got to get busy and get stuff done. So anyway, yeah, so we'll keep rolling here. All right, what I'm working on right now is I got my second regulator mounted, and I just got to get this the hose mounted so I can cut it for the other end. So that's what I'm doing right at the moment. And of course, it don't want to start. With my hand over the top of it, I can't exactly see what it needs. Nabbit. You ever get irritated with this stuff? Like, I gotta be able to see in order to start it. I can't get it to start. Now I'll take this hose off, and I probably won't be able to get the hose to start once I get this to start. It's a vicious sucker. In the world? So much for that gauge. It's leaking. Leaking out all the stuff. Huh. Somehow the plug just came out. Look at that. I'll be darned. I wonder where the plug went. That's like a weird, messy liquid. I knocked the plug out apparently whenever I was reaching back here. Let me see if I can find a plug for that. Alright, I got that first line on without a lot of, or not without some consternation. Now I got to start checking. Oh yeah, we're good, we're good. No problem there. Fuel lines over here. Yep, that'll clear. I had to change, I've got a black air cleaner, but the base of it was made for that Holly, and it had a drop on it, and I just didn't think that was going to work, so I ordered a straight, and I needed this nipple for the air cleaner back, or the PCV valve, and yeah, so that's why I had to get this. So I've checked what I was checking for. Number one was to make sure I was okay from the center here out. I was pretty sure I was, but always check. And then I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to hit this, and I had room for that. So I bought, this is what they call a no drop air cleaner lid base. So that'll go on there something like so, and it clears the fuel line, which is right there. Clears it with no problem. So that's good. So now let's go make some fuel line, and we'll have some fun with that. All right, what I'm getting ready to do now is put hose ends on. I bought a couple of, so I'm using Russell hose, fuel hose. This is what they call their twist lock series of hose. I'm running -6. So I bought Russell twist lock -6 ends. I didn't have any. I needed a few straights. I want to get this all done because I've had some ideas on how to shave some more weight out of the hot rod. It won't be huge gains, but it'll be gains nonetheless. Win's a win, whether, no matter what, I guess you could say. All right, so these are what they call twist lock. So let's see. So I'm going to put these in the vise because I know these are not exactly easy. Okay, let's just leave it at that. So what I have been doing on my hose is, number one, I am using my gloves because I burnt my fingers earlier. I did not record that, but what I've been doing is I've been heating the hose a little bit with my I think this is great now. So this is a Harbor Freight heat gun. Just trying to heat the hose up a little bit, make it a little more pliable. Makes it a little bit easier to go on over the barbs. There's that. Now I'm going to lube the barbs a little bit, lube the hose a little bit, and we'll see what happens. Goes pretty good until you get to the second barb, and then it's a pain in the butt getting it past that. And more heat. Man, it's a pain to get that past that second barb. I don't know how. I don't know of another way of doing it. And then my hands slip on the gloves, so you lose some of your push force. Anybody else has a better idea on this, I'm all ears, because I don't know. It ain't budging past that frickin' barb. It should slide all the way up into there, and I can't get it to slide. I cannot get that to move. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. This hose has been sitting in the shop here, but the date code on it's 2017, so maybe that's part of it. Because I've got a short piece of hose over there that I did back then, and I had it all the way down, seated in and everything. I can't get it. Sucker will not budge any further than that. I shouldn't have to work that hard to get it. So here's one I did out of that same hose a long time ago, and it's all the way down. Got it on there, no problem. You think I can do that today? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So I'll have to, I'm gonna try one more time. Get it good and warmed up. I have to order some more. It will not budge. I'm just going to have to clamp it. I cannot get it to budge past that spot. The second, basically it stopped right a little bit past there, and I can't get it to go no further. It twists, but it won't. It just won't go on. I'm just banging my head against the wall. I can't get it past there. I'm gonna clamp it, call it good. Nothing else I can do. I wonder if it's because this is older hose that it's not as malleable as it used to be. So let's take it over and measure it. If I have to, I will get some more hose coming. All right, so what I'm working on here is I need to go from this to this. So we will just thread this on there. Okay, and probably right there, let me get some tape. I'll thread the nipple on there, and that'll tell me exactly what I need. I was wishing I had like a 45, but I don't. Whatever reason that ain't wanting to stick. That's alright. I'll get it here in a sec. I got the hose cut, so now we'll go over there and try and get this barb on. And then the fuel will be done, at least for now, anywho. I do need to get a couple hose clamps of that smaller size. So sorry about that. I don't have my gyro stabilization deal. Let's get over here. Okay, got that hose cut. Yeah, grab my glove. And we will, oh, I gotta get the, all right, I'm gonna get the fitting clamped in. I don't know if Russell makes a deal to make this job either some kind of a cool fixture to make this an easier job, or I don't know. My heat further back. All right, let's try it. Okay, that was easy. Yeah, I'm the same place I was. Just can't seem to. Once you get to that second barb, it's just a major pain. Man, I hate this. It just will not go. Hits that second barb and man, she's done. That's all she wrote. Oh, come on. Oh. I'm literally stopped right there at that bar. I can see the barb. I'm literally stopped right there. Now, at least with these others, I was able to get it past the barb somewhat. I just will not. I got a little bit past there now. It's better, but it just is not wanting to. Go. I got a little bit past there. I'm just going to have to clamp it. I can't get it no further. I hate doing this, but this with the clamps, I know that'll hold it. It won't leak. And it is what it is, I guess. Oh, I made that extra long. I forgot I had to shorten that to for the fuel pressure gauge that I needed. I forgot to account for that. That means this hose is going to be a little long by a couple inches. I'm going to mount this in there so that I know what my fuel pressure going to the carburetor is. And I forgot to put that on when I made the line. Well, you see my screw ups, you see the good and the bad. Right? We all have them, and I'm quite certain I'm not the only one that screwed up today on something. On something. Let's see what we got. Okay. So we're going to put the fuel on there. I do have a 90. I may have to cut that and put a 90 on it. I think I'm going to have to, because that's just about perfect for a 90. It is. Hang on, be right back. All right, I just happen to have a 90. It's not perfect, but it's better than $45 would be better. I can make that work. That will keep it away from the It's too long. Son of a gun. It's too long. My idea is sound, it's just I cut the hose too long. Needs to come back. Just won't put too much stress on that. I gotta shorten it. Daggone it. Basically, I need to bring it back right there. All right, do it again. All right, that's gonna wrap this one up. I think I pretty well got it ready to test the fuel pressure. We'll do that next installment. Now we just got to get ready for the big snow that's supposed to come. So appreciate you guys sticking around to the end, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate it. Have a great one.